They see me rolling, they hatin'. Oh, Bobby. Hey, what's up guys? Thanks for tuning back in. If this is your first time on the channel, I'm Hey TJ. This is my co-star for today, Bobby. So I had an accident. I'm gonna tell you guys about it, and it kind of gave me an idea for today's video. So a couple days ago, I was at the gym and I made a rookie mistake, even though I'm not a rookie at the gym. I dropped a 75-pound dumbbell directly onto my foot from a couple feet in the air, and I tried my best to play it off until the blood from my foot started soaking through my sock and into my shoe, and then I knew something was really wrong. So I went to St. Rose ER, and I knew something was broken, but there was blood coming out everywhere. Like, I didn't know if my foot was broken or just a couple of toes. I needed an x-ray, and I was in pain like I've never felt before, like 10 out of 10 pain. I actually think it was worse than when I got waxed on the kitchen countertop in the previous video. I thought that was the most pain I would ever feel, but no, we topped it with the foot injury. So what we're gonna do, I'm gonna take you guys through my day, what happened, and I'm gonna give you my experience on healthcare in Las Vegas. And I also did some research about Las Vegas healthcare in general, because that's one of the top questions that I get asked whenever we do a live feed, a live video, Instagram Q&As, things like that. People always wanna know, how is the healthcare system in Las Vegas? I've never addressed it until now because, well, here's our third co-star. She's in the picture, that's Amore. But I've never really addressed the healthcare system in Vegas because I never really had too much of an opinion on it. I'm, knock on wood, a relatively healthy guy that's able to stay out of the doctor and the hospital most of the time. So let's get it started. So we just talked about what happened to me. Now I kind of want to give you guys some details of being at the hospital. I chose St. Rose for a couple of reasons. I was at the gym when it happened, and I work out right next to St. Rose, so it was the closest choice. I also knew that St. Rose is a nonprofit hospital, so I thought, well, you know, with my insurance, my copay, still probably gonna be pretty cheap to get out of here with the care that I need. And I also thought, because it's supposed to be what I thought, you know, was one of the best and biggest hospitals in Las Vegas, I assumed that I would get care quickly and I'd be out of there in no time. Well, that's what I thought on both of those. So after waiting for 4 hours in the ER with my 10 out of 10 man pain, I mean, ladies, if it was you, it would probably be like a 6, but I'm a guy and you know how that goes. So I was in excruciating pain. I had my wife with me and we're sitting there waiting. And literally throughout the entire process, I don't think I ever came in contact with an actual doctor. I think I saw a physician's assistant, and then I came in contact with a couple of nurses, and then the person that interprets the x-rays. Forgive me, I'm not in the medical field, so I don't know everyone's title. But it took forever, so I was wrong about the time, and also I was wrong about the money. Like, we've got really good insurance, and I thought the copay would be $100, $150, what do I know, I guess. The copay ended up being $650, and they really didn't do anything for me. I got 2 pain pills, and I got an x-ray done, and I walked out with a boot on my foot that I'm supposed to wear for 6 weeks. That's why I'm sitting down. I'm not really supposed to be walking, still recovering. I was sitting in the hospital waiting, and it gave me the idea to make this video, and I thought, does everyone have the same experience as me, or am I special, or what's going on? So I got home and I started doing some research, and I found out that Las Vegas in particular ranks 50 out of the 51 major metropolitan cities in the US for quality of healthcare. Like, we're almost at the dead bottom. I'm sorry to say, guys. I'm sure everyone wants me to say, oh, we're great and things are awesome here. Like, I want to be honest in my videos, whether it be good or bad. I'm always going to give you guys the truth. I'm never going to fluff anything. Yes, I'm a real estate agent. Yes, my job is to bring people to the city and sell houses and things like that. But with the good also comes some bad. So our healthcare system is not that great. We do a few things very well, like not everything in our healthcare system is shot. First of all, we're really high ranked in childhood vaccinations. So almost all the kids in all the schools have gotten all their vaccinations. They're safe, and that kind of helps keep down the sickness, disease, and illness levels, right? That could be had we not have the vaccinations. The only way I think you can get around getting your kid vaccinated is if you say you have, religious beliefs that prevent you from doing so. Also, the care for chronic diseases, diabetes, stroke, and heart failure, we also rank very highly in compared to some other cities and states. So there is some good to be taken out of this. Not everything's bad. Our main problem here in this city with healthcare is not directly the quality of healthcare that you're getting. We have a huge doctor shortage. So Nevada and Las Vegas in particular is growing at a very rapid pace. And there are not enough doctors coming to the city to keep up with our population ballooning like it is. So in 2018, the 2019 study has not come out yet that I know of. In the 2018 study on healthcare in Las Vegas, we were about 2,600 doctors short of being, sufficiently able to provide proper health care for all the citizens in this lovely city. What that does, it's gonna hurt you in a few ways. One, it makes it more difficult to get an appointment at your primary healthcare provider. So your family doctor, just to go make an appointment is going to take, a week, 2 weeks, a month, whatever to be seen because this one doctor has so many patients. Another thing, number two, chances are you're going to be rushed at your appointment. The doctor's in, he's out. That's how it was for me. It's like, oh, you broke some stuff, but your foot is still attached to your body. We have other people we have to go see. You have longer in-office wait times. So, like I said, I assumed I would get to the ER and be rushed on back because I had broken bones. But no, they're like, sit there, wait, we'll call your name. So, you're going to be in your doctor's office for longer than you would probably like a lot of the time. In the last one, it's tougher to find specialists for, your particular disease, illness, problem. In my case, they recommend me going to see a bone doctor just to make sure that everything grows back together properly. Well, there's not too many specialists in this town. So one, it's hard to find them in general because there's not many of them. Two, again, because there's not that many of them, your office visit could be weeks or a month or even more than that out, depending on how busy they are. If I could offer one personal bit of advice about healthcare, maybe I'm not the best person to take advice from because I just dropped a weight on my foot and messed it all up. So, but, I'm relatively a healthy guy. And I think if, through healthy eating and regular exercise, now this is not brain science, you've heard this before, but I think that with a healthy diet and regular exercise in the gym, you can prevent so many of these illnesses and diseases. Let's say like you're diabetic or you have really high blood pressure. Well, shoot, maybe stop smoking, stop eating all the fried foods and have baked chicken and vegetables. Swap out some of the crap in your life for something of quality and you may not need this health care that we're lacking in anyways. My 2 cents, we'll go on with the video now. It's hard to even figure out how many hospitals we have in the city. My guesstimate, the closest I can come to is we have between 15 and 20 hospitals here in the Las Vegas area. And one in particular stands out to me. It's called UMC, it's United Medical Center. What's cool about UMC is they're the only certified level 1 trauma hospital in the state of Nevada. And I thought that was pretty cool, so I looked more into it. I've always known that, but I don't really know what that means, right? So I kind of looked into it, and this is what I found. So to be a trauma center, what they've done is they've got 11 dedicated resuscitation beds, they've got 18 ICU beds, and they've got 3 surgical suites. They can handle almost any kind of crazy accident or trauma that happens to you. And I think a trauma center is actually a pretty rare thing from what I was able to read, because UMC treats patients from up to 10,000 square miles away. Like, we're in Las Vegas on the West Coast. I'm from Georgia. Here to Georgia is 2,500 miles. It probably can't be too much further to like New York. So I imagine UMC is treating people that have had terrible accidents from all over the United States. Another popular form of healthcare here in Las Vegas is urgent cares or quick care. So you can use the name interchangeably. If you're not familiar with those, it's like a freestanding building. It's somewhere kind of in between going to the doctor's office and going to the ER. So kind of like maybe you are having trouble going to the doctor. Maybe you're sick and you just need a prescription and the doctor can't see you for a week, but in a week you're going to be better. You go to the quick care, you see a doctor, they make the prescription, bam, you're out the door. Generally the prices are pretty cheap. You know, your copays are, you know, I've never seen really anything more than $150 on a copay. But there's some downfalls. They offer what I think to be limited healthcare options there. So I almost went to a quick care instead of going to St. Rose ER because I thought, well, it's probably going to be cheaper. The reason that I didn't is because they generally do have limited healthcare options. You know, like I knew I broke something in my foot. I didn't know what all it was, but I could just tell by the level of pain, and I've broken stuff in both of my feet now, so like I know the feeling. So I didn't want to go there because I knew I needed an x-ray, and half the time they're going to just refer you to the ER because maybe they don't have the MRI, or they don't have the proper equipment to be able to properly diagnose you. So I just didn't want to have to pay to go to quick care, then go to the ER and wait and pay all over again. I just cut out that and went straight to the ER. But our quick cares are popping up all over town. In the last 6 months, there's been 2 new ones that have been built within like 10 minutes of my house. They're popping up everywhere. They're hugely popular as an alternative to the ER or the doctor's office. I'm not an expert. I'm not in the healthcare. Take with a grain of salt what I'm saying if you want, whatever. But I kind of wanted to give you guys my experience, what I've seen over the years. I've got a couple of doctor friends that I talked to before I made this video just to make sure I wasn't saying anything completely out of line. And they agreed with me. And I said, rate our healthcare system good, bad, or horrible. Like, I don't know, there could be maybe more better options to rate it, but like in the easiest terms, how good or how bad is it? Both said bad. So that was my own opinion before I asked them. I mean, things can always be worse, but they can always be better. So I would give our overall healthcare system the title of bad, as did these 2 doctors that I consulted. I appreciate you guys tuning in, as always. If you like this video, if it gave you any kind of information whatsoever, I would really appreciate you giving it a like. If you haven't already subscribed, that would mean the world to me as well. Thank you so much. And there's going to be, even though this wasn't a real estate video, guys, I am a real estate agent. I'm always here to help. There's a link below down in the description. If you want to copy that link, paste it in your browser. It's going to take you to a form that will get you in direct contact with myself, and we can get your home buying or selling process started here in this wonderful city of Las Vegas. So thank you again for tuning in, and we'll see you on the next video.